I grew up in North Minneapolis. I have 4 children. I have 4 girls. I am married. We've been married for 15 years. My journey to Cahill, it's been about a 3-year journey. Me and my family, we experienced homelessness. I'm disabled. My husband, they laid him off because it was the virus that came. So I was pregnant during this journey. I had an IV in my arm. Before we got accepted in Dakota Woodlands, we were like living in a car/studio with the girls. I'm born and raised here, but everybody's going through their own problems, and I can't just bring a family of 5, anywhere. So it was very, very stressful. I also suffer from mental health, so my anxiety, bipolar, everything was like really at a head, plus the pregnancy, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot. I signed up for Cahill about, I want to say 6 months ago. And recently I got my letter saying that I could come in. So we've been here since October 1st. We were the first residents in the whole building. They love everything. They're like, Mommy, look at the drawer. I'm like, okay. Mommy, look at the refrigerator. Okay. They're like so excited. I love it. I love my view from my apartment. Right outside my window it says God loves you, from the church next door, and I wake up and I just see that.
We discovered that our building plans for our community meant that we didn't really have a use for the north half of our property, and we really wanted our property to be used for the mission of our community, which is to help people love God and love people and change the world. And so I reached out to the Metropolitan Interfaith Council on Affordable Housing and told them we would like to sell our property below value to someone who will do the mission that we believe in. It is a tremendous joy to be here and see the lights on and people moving in.
Cahill Place is a permanent supportive housing for homeless families who come with a lot of barriers. There's 40 units, all 2- and 3-bedroom apartments. People will pay 1/3 of their income towards rent. The idea of permanent supportive is exactly what it sounds like. It's permanent. People can stay here as long as they want, as long as they follow the lease. And then the idea of supportive is we have a lot of on-site supportive services to help people who have really struggled with having any long-term housing stability. We're seeing a lot of families coming from the battered women's shelter and from other shelters. We anticipate having anywhere from 150 to 200 people here every single day.
Supportive housing developments like Cahill Place are the single greatest housing resource that we need for families experiencing homelessness in Dakota County. One of the key things that the Dakota County Board of Commissioners stepped up and committed to early on was funding support services on-site 24/7 here at Cahill Place in order to provide really a wraparound supportive service to families that are exiting homelessness and moving into a stable home. So those services include things like on-site childcare and early childhood learning experiences, job search assistance, connection to case management, and a whole range of other supports that are really intended to help families not just find stability in their new home, but also to thrive.
We have a program called the TOTS program. It's for children birth through 6 years old. 70 to 80% of the children who have been homeless come with some developmental delays. So we have a program that operates at 4 hours a day where parents can bring their children. It's a respite style program. They can bring their kids for 15 minutes, 2 hours every day for the 4 hours, whatever works for them for whatever needs they have. While children are there, it gives us an opportunity to do some early identification, and each child gets a growth plan, and we work closely with the parent and the child to really address through basically a mental health lens, because a lot of our children are struggling with executive function and attachment and bonding issues and impulse control issues, and so we know if we can attend to some of those, they're going to just be more successful when they get to school. We sit down with each adult and work through what we call a goal plan for them to self-identify really what's right now in this moment important to them and what changes do they need to make. And then we review those on a regular basis. We'll be working with folks to connect them to mental health services, chemical health service, and physical health services. Our experience in having other programs like this around the state is that this is massively important for the families who come here. When everyone moves in, they're in crisis and they're in trauma, and so their cortisol levels are high, they're not making good decisions often, things are difficult, things are really chaotic, and as people live here, we start to see the consequences of that trauma start to come down, and they have the ability to make different choices and to try new stuff. We see a lot of parents who get off drugs, get to work, go to college, really make massive change in their lives. Like this place for many families will be the place where everything took a turn and went in a new direction.
This next journey in my life, being at Cahill, is going to be so much better because we have the workers on site, we have the daycare on site, the girls could play on site. It's just all this help that I'm going to take advantage of. I'm trying to be a better me, I just don't want to look at the place. I want to feel like the place, new too.